YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Josh. We back up in this thing with another one. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get it. Y'all, I want to talk to y'all about ambition and how a man's ambition and confidence and his drive can be altered. And that's through just a series of being comfortable, a steady state of being comfortable and enjoying, and also enjoying the convenience of that comfort. That can kill your ambition and can halt your improvement tremendously. And just for an example, I'm just going to bring up dating apps and how dating apps have made men too comfortable and are actually hurting men more than they are helping. Technology has advanced and ideas have blossomed and, all to make life more comfortable. And so I've realized that, life has gotten more comfortable because, for example, you can Uber, call off your phone. There's an app. You can get a taxi anywhere. You can order your groceries online, get them delivered, get them picked up, order food. Like, life is just so convenient. And then also some of the things that has become too convenient for guys is that these dating apps and also this working from home stuff, man, I'm seeing it starting to affect men tremendously. And I see men like being on a decline if these two things are consistently present. I'm just thinking today of just like reflecting over my time where I was heavily on dating apps. I'm not anymore. And even even if I was like a single individual, like I don't plan on being on dating apps ever again, because I'm telling you exactly how it altered my confidence. I ended up relying too much on dating apps, bro. And when life becomes comfortable and convenient, you know what I'm saying, we tend to not want to do the thing that's uncomfortable and that's hard. And I realized when I was like in my early 20s, me being on dating apps, I would do that in lieu of having to approach and see a girl that I actually liked, having to talk to her in person. I'd rather just get the confirmation knowing that, hey, this person is not going to reject me. This person has shown some sort of interest in me, and there's an app where I don't have to feel uncomfortable talking to somebody that's a complete stranger. I can talk through this way. I can ease through the rejection. And so I wanted to talk about these dating apps, because if you guys are on these dating apps, I'm not saying that if you're on dating apps, it's bad and everything. No, you can continue to use it, but for somebody that had issues during the time I was on these dating apps, somebody who had issues going and approaching women in person, talking to them in person, would get really anxious and get really nervous. All of that was just very uncomfortable for me because I had got so stuck in a way where it became so convenient. I had gotten so used to the conveniency to the point to where when I would see a girl that I would be interested in person, seeing the person in person, being able to go up there and touching her, it seemed as if that became the impossible and less convenient route, when it should be the most convenient and most comfortable method of interacting with women. You know what I'm saying? We have to be aware, like as young men that are on this improvement, we have to be aware of the things that are keeping us in a comfort zone, that's boxing us in, that's not allowing us to develop our skills. Because I always tell you guys to do the harder right versus the easy wrong. And the harder right is to be able to approach and be able to confidently walk up to a woman and speak to her and say what you would say through an app, actually in person. You know what I'm saying? Choosing the harder right versus the easy wrong. That's exactly what the theme of my channel is. This is another theme of this video, bro, where it's like I was just sitting there thinking like how far I've gone as a guy who was in my early 20s that was scared, bro. I'm telling you, in my college days, I never approached this as the women that I saw looking at me and me looking at them, having interest, having some sort of connection, and me not going up and talking to them and approaching them is like, hopefully I get to see them on Tinder or see them on Hinge. And sorry, y'all. My alarm was going off. But what was I saying? I'm losing it. I had it, but I'm losing it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll just link. Hopefully they're on dating apps and I can link up with them on the app, and hopefully I can swipe right and then hope they can see me and swipe right, and then we can just start talking. That's to the point to where I had became so complacent and so comfortable with the convenience and being on the internet, that I couldn't even develop my social game and could develop the confidence to go in and talk to a complete stranger and strike up a conversation and say that, hey, I like you, do you like me? And then be willing for that person to say, no, I'm have a boyfriend, or no, I'm not interested in being, and bid them a farewell, and then been good. I couldn't do that. Having to approach a person was like, oh my gosh, it's so daunting. Talking to a complete stranger, going up and asking somebody how they're doing, and you know, that was so odd to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going through that. And I know, for example, if you are, and be real with yourself, if you're heavily relying on dating apps, for example, I'm using this as an example of, you know what I'm saying, put yourself in the uncomfortable position. So what I ended up doing is, first I realized that I was spending a lot of time on the apps, spending a lot of energy scrolling and swiping and stuff like that, to the point to where it took out a good part of my day, and I wanted to use that time for something else other than swiping, because I ended up seeing the amount of time I was putting in, the return on investment was not worth it. And so I said, man, I also need to just get back. What if I made the sole way of me getting with a woman, or me dating in this life, just strictly meeting somebody in person? What if that was the only way? If I don't do it, then I won't be with anybody and I'll just be single forever. I put myself in that uncomfortable position in order to develop my skills, because and I'm telling you, there was some growing pains. The first time, the second time, the third time, after getting off the apps and then approaching people in person, they were very uncomfortable. Like, my heart was beating. I was like, could not exercise. I felt like I was going to faint, or like, I literally felt very uncomfortable. And this was I literally stopped this was actually pretty recent. I was in this phase from like 21 to 25. I'm 26, about to be turned 27 now, but until then, like in that time, I was heavily on dating apps, and the older I got within that phase, the more I heavily relied on it, and the less sociable and less confident I got approaching women in person. And so, if you guys can't approach people in person, man, that's not of a characteristic you want to have. You want to be ambitious. You want to be assertive. You want to be able to look at something that you want and then assert yourself to going out there and putting your possession to receive it, and understanding that the worst that can happen is that your life stays the same, but you are ambitious. You are seeking an opportunity for your life to get better, and you realize that your life can't get better unless you put yourself in uncomfortable situations. That even though you may put yourself in uncomfortable situations and it may not work in your favor, the only thing that you lost was, you didn't lose anything. You only gave yourself an opportunity for your life to get better. That's what I want us men, young, ambitious men, to be doing, is to take every single opportunity that we have to get whatever we want out of life. To not pass up on things because of our comfort and convenience. We don't want to be slave to those type of things. I know guys are looking up on YouTube how to approach a woman, how to do this. But to be honest, guys, the only way, the secret to approaching a woman, bro, is just practicing it and doing it. Even me, 26, I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it for a couple years now. And I would say I'm glad I did it, because I actually prefer doing it this way, and I've had better success. It's something about seeing a person and feeling the vibe and feeling the energy, as opposed to having to guess and talk and through text somebody that's an imaginary figure. Seeing somebody that I actually see, knowing they're a real person, showing and displaying my ambition and showing my assertiveness by approaching somebody who is completely stranger to me. You know what I mean? There's so much more benefits than to cons, as compared to the complacency of relying on the internet and relying on, you know, the comforts that the world has created today. And so, if you are a man that wants to improve, this is something that I experienced. And so, me as a guy, like, I don't want to go back to dating apps, because I feel like it will put me back in the position where I feel like, for my mental health and my mental clarity, like, you know what I mean? I feel like I have a lot of momentum right now, and I don't think I'm in a time or space to where I can just say, oh, I can dibble and dabble, or I can do both. No, like, I'm not a guy that's against dating apps. I'm not a guy that's saying, oh, completely get them out. And it's just my personal preference that the glide path that I've seen myself on and seen the results that I get, I wonder, like, what I will look like a year from now, the version of myself. And I really want to see that version of myself come to fruition. So I'm willing to, even prolong this new way of life that I've been living. I want to stay off of DMing girls on. I want to stay off the internet. I don't want to use the internet as a shield so I can feel more comfortable about myself. No, do the harder right versus the easy wrong. And I'm telling you guys, I'm an epitome of it. You will grow tremendously. I want you guys to be able to look at a job application or look at a company that you have interest in and still go out there and putting yourself out there and putting your name out there, even if they say they're hiring or not hiring. I want you to be able to say, oh, I want to work there. So I'm going to just walk up there, ask to speak to the manager, tell them about myself, and ask for a job. There's only an opportunity for my life to get better. I'm only here seeking to gain. There's nothing for me to lose by doing this, by approaching and putting myself out there. So I'm going to do it. And then you can also be outcome independent, because throughout that entire phase, when I first started approaching people and got completely off the internet in a way, when I first started doing that, I started feeling really good of myself by attempting. I could care less about the rejection. You guys are caring, well, what if they say no, or what if they say weird, or if they think I'm weird or anything. You guys are thinking of the worst case possible scenarios, and still, that should not be enough for you not to do it. To be able to have that fear of, I feel uncomfortable, and still getting up and rising to the challenge, bro, I'm telling you, the dopamine you feel about yourself, bro, the confidence, you're like, dang, despite me not wanting to do it, despite me being anxious, or despite me being scared, I still went out there and put myself out it. I want you guys to be assertive young men. I want you guys to be ambitious. That's what these women want. They want you guys to assert yourself and to get something out of it. I've seen so many times, I've seen the most sociable dudes, the highest quality of men, literally get anything that they wanted simply by just going and asking for it, because nobody else would go and ask for it. You know what I'm saying? They would simply sign up or put their name in the hat because simply everybody else was just too scared to. And those are the guys that got all the benefits and received all the rewards when everybody was scared to just get rejected. Okay, you might get rejected. So what? Your life still the same. But what if they say yes? Your life can elevate, right? So if there's nothing but a positive that can come out of this, why would we not want to assert ourselves? It's because we prioritize comfort too much. And I want to show you guys how serious I am about this topic. Whatever dreams you have, whatever you see yourself like obtaining one day, it's only going to happen until you decide to get up and assert yourself and make it happen. That's the only way it will happen, is if you get up and assert yourself into that circle, in that situation, in that position, to make it happen. And being comfortable is not a part of that equation. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And to show you how serious I am, that to remind me every single day, I'm gonna show y'all my lock screen on my phone every single day, bro. If y'all want this lock screen, I'll send it to you. But it's a truck. I think it's like a G-Wagon or something like that, bro. I don't like G-Wagons or nothing like that, but the main reason why I added this as my lock screen, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says comfort kills dreams. Comfort kills dreams. I see that every single day, every single time I open my phone, to just remind me that I need to constantly be doing stuff that's going to put me in an uncomfortable position, because that's where the real growth is. I'm telling you, once I got off them dating apps, once I stop putting myself in these areas where I can be comfortable and complacent, bro, I'm telling you, my life elevated. Now if you told me for the next 100 days, bro, Josh, you need to go and approach a woman, or Josh, you need to go and approach and have a conversation with a random conversation, it's not so daunting or fearful as it would have been a couple years back when I was hiding behind the internet and using some sort of shield so that I didn't worry. That's another thing. You guys are worried too much about what people think of you. You're scared to go. How would you feel knowing you could have got all of these good things, but you didn't? If it was to recap on your life, say we was to fast forward and recap on your life and look at all the things you left on the table, and only thing that was required was you to just get up and speak up and assert yourself in that situation, bro, I'm pretty sure you guys will be hit with the pain of regret that's not unimaginable, that your brain probably couldn't even comprehend how sick you would be. Don't leave this. You're only here once. You're only going to see her once. That job may just be hiring just for this week, and it may be your lucky week, bro. You don't have an infinite amount of time. Whenever you want something, act willingly, act expeditiously, move with purpose. Because the longer that you keep playing around and you keep hiding behind these complacency and comfort, the time window of you being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, the rewards of your uncomfortableness, in order for you to enjoy that, is getting shorter and shorter and shorter by the day, all because you choose to be comfortable. There is nothing you will lose. You have nothing to lose, and everything to gain. The only difference is just you stepping up and just saying, I want it. And not being scared of getting rejected, not scared of what somebody thinks, because you realize that your life has nothing but to gain and you lose nothing. So with that being said, that's all I got for y'all boys. I hope you guys took something away from this. If y'all need a consultation, you can book a consultation with the link in the description down below. If you guys need a training program, I got my 12-week training program for all beginners down below. If you guys got a question, you guys want to reach out to me, Instagram down below in the description. If you guys don't need any of those things, before you go, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'm gonna holler at y'all boys.